Dale Brown here at snowy Lake Tahoe for another video essay. By the way, on my previous essay, that was my wine glass on the desk, not a chalice. You don't expect me to use a regular old wine glass, do you? I've received many emails on my Facebook note about not supporting the war in Afghanistan. You can read it at facebook.com/author Dale Brown and click on notes at the top. Most folks are expressing surprise and a little confusion. Let me make a few more points and focus in on the mission objectives in Afghanistan as I see them. The original objective in 2001 after 9/11 was to capture Osama bin Laden. He was thought to have been holed up in a large cave complex in Afghanistan called Tora Bora. The fear was sending in large numbers of U.S. troops into Tora Bora would have resulted in heavy casualties. In my opinion, the use of massive earth-penetrating bombs, hyperbaric bombs, or even tactical sub-kiloton nuclear weapons on Tora Bora was totally justified. The World Trade Center was still smoldering in early 2002, but they didn't ask my opinion. We're probably going to have to wait for President George W. Bush's autobiography to find out why he shifted focus from getting bin Laden to Iraq. I believe I know the reason, and I've written this many times in my blogs. He didn't get bin Laden, so he wanted to place thousands of troops into the heart of the Middle East to strike fear into the hearts of the Muslim and Arab world. America was badly hurt, and we didn't get bin Laden. No one feared us. They sure feared us after we invaded Iraq. Afghanistan became the forgotten war. But why? Afghanistan was Osama bin Laden, and we couldn't find him. We had him on the run, probably flushed out of Tora Bora and into Pakistan. Does anyone believe bin Laden is an operational leader anymore? He may be a spiritual or inspirational figure, or perhaps still a money raiser, but he's not a commander. What in Afghanistan, except Osama bin Laden, is in America's vital national interest? You might say it's the Taliban-sponsored al-Qaeda training camps in Afghanistan, but there are al-Qaeda training camps all over the world now, even in America. Are we going after all of them next? You might also say that the Taliban are mean and nasty, and they could take over the country again, destabilize and even take over Pakistan, and get control of their nuclear weapons. Perhaps, but that's the Pakistani people's and military's problem, not ours. The real reason that Afghanistan is the main focus now is twofold. One, Iraq has been relatively stabilized, so it, in effect, has been turned into the forgotten war. But the real reason is because candidate Barack Obama said so. He said it was the real war, the war that had to be fought. Iraq was George Bush's mistake, but Afghanistan is a vital, necessary battlefield. It was nothing more than a campaign position, but it resonated throughout the country and helped him to get elected. I reject that idea. Al-Qaeda hasn't been destroyed, but it has been broken up thanks to its stepped-up intelligence and policing all over the world. Osama bin Laden isn't in custody, but I don't think he's in control. So why are we in Afghanistan? And why should we send 30,000 more troops there? I'm not saying we should abandon Hamid Karzai, the president of Afghanistan, but we need to figure out what sort of government the Afghan people want, not what kind of government we want. Hamid Karzai was our guy. Afghanistan is a tribal country. The tribes choose their leader, not the United States of America. In any case, protecting Karzai until we figure out what the people want doesn't take 30,000 more troops. We don't like the Taliban, but the Taliban ruled there for 10 years. Why? Did the Afghan people like them? The Afghanis are supposed to be tough, independent fighters who have turned away outside invaders for centuries. If they didn't like the Taliban, why wouldn't the people turn on them? Adolf Hitler was a brutal leader with an elaborate internal security force, but he didn't rule because of fear. He ruled because the German people liked how he transformed their country from a defeated and humiliated wreck after the First World War into a military and industrial powerhouse. So don't be surprised anymore by my objection to increasing troop levels in Afghanistan. This has more to do with President Obama fulfilling a campaign promise than it does national security. The U.S. military should not be in the nation-building business. Here's my bottom line. Bring our troops home now, starting with all National Guard units. Leave a small security and training force in place to support the Karzai regime until we discover if we can build a strong enough government and military to protect the country and do all we can to support Pakistan against extremists. Please visit the website www.airbattleforce.com for more info on upcoming books and more rants like this. I plan to offer t-shirts and custom book plates in the new year, so please check it out. www.airbattleforce.com. Thanks for listening. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'll see you next time.